We were, if we couldn't move to the farm where Lloyd was raised and planned on farming, we wouldn't have had a place to live or any money to live on. And so, because then, that was in 39 yet, but then in 42 is when the powder plants started coming into, and they bought all those farms in Sumter, and they come around. There was a group of people from the state, the village, or no, not the village, but the state, and they would buy the farm from the farmer and say, this is the land that we want, here is $1 down payment, and you can go out and look for a place to live, because that's all they gave them. And they had to take whatever price they left after that. And we were lucky. We were one farm between the powder plant and our farm. So we did get to keep that. And that powder plant, that was a place where they were going to make powder and things for war, and it was quite a thing. And things that were rationed, we couldn't buy enough gas to really go. Nobody could buy enough gas. They'd get so many rationing coupons, and that was, you had to last that for a month or whatever. And flour, we couldn't hardly buy flour, and sugar, and all that stuff. And the people that bought meat from the stores, that was rationed, I remember. But we always had our own, so we could always had something to eat anyway. And it just kept going, and that's when the prices came back, and they got the men that worked in the powder plant after it was built, and the wages were high. But when we first started having roomers and boarders where people would come from all over and work up at the plant, I remember that they were, it would own about $2.50 a day to come and live with us. And I had sleep and meals and everything. It was quite a thing at that time. But we got through that, and that's when the prices went up, and that's when we could start living again. That lasted about 4 years. It took to build all that stuff, but lots of people got jobs, and it really helped that part. But I felt sorry for the people that had to move out, farm and all. Away they went. That was all there was to it. If they wanted to keep farming, go look for a farm, and they did it. They went south. Not many people moved north from here. Oh, we had 2 girls, and Audrey was our first one. She weighed 6 pounds, and then when the powder plant came in, it was between the 2 girls, so it was 4 years later. Then we had Jane, and when she was born, I'm sure it was Dr. Troutman, and one day I was about ready to go, and Dr. Troutman came out the house, and he said, I got to go to New York to be with my sister-in-law who's got cancer, and they've called for me to come, and would it be okay if he went? But he would get another doctor to stand in for him when I'd have to go to the hospital. But then I waited 2 weeks after Dr. Troutman got home yet, before Jane came, and she weighed 9 pounds. So the girls and we had fun, and our family had fun. And after they grew up more, Lloyd and I would go to dances, and they would be babysitting by then, and we would go dancing and playing cards and out a lot. And the girls went to school, started school out on the prairie by the corner by cemetery, by our farm. And as they grew up, and then one of the roomers, I got to tell you about some of the roomers that came and stayed at our place. and it was Izzy Philipper. And he was an older man. He had 2 daughters of his own, grown daughters, and he stayed at our place, and he just thought Audrey was it. And so when they were done working, I mean, this was long, Audrey went to school, but the first day that she was going to go to school out there in the prairie, Izzy and Frances, his wife, came and stayed at our place one day, so he could take Audrey to school the first day, and he stayed all day until it was time to go and get her from school, and he went and got her home from school. So he always thought a lot of Audrey. So we had lots of memories. And when mine was my 90th birthday, the Izzy Philipper, their son-in-laws, came out to my party, which was a big, big surprise to me. And so we have lots and lots of memories. Lloyd and I traveled a lot. We were lucky enough that Herb was there and could farm while we would be gone. And our first big trip was with 4-H leader. Vern Barney was the leader of that trip. And I remember we went to Sweden, we were in Russia, we were in Poland, we were in, I can't tell you, I think there were 7 countries that we went to see, and it was a 3-week trip. My folks came, and sometimes they stayed with Audrey and Jane, and sometimes Audrey and Jane would go out. It was summer, so they could go out and stay with Grandma and Grandpa Ruschein, and it got a long time for them, too. We were gone so long. But we've had a good life. I've been in Alaska, I've been in Hawaii, and I can't say I haven't gone anyplace. Polar bears in Churchill, Canada, up at Hudson Bay, and the beluga whales, the white whales, when they were up there in the summertime. Then another lady and I took a trip, and we went up, had to go up there you either traveled up to Churchill with train, or you had to fly in on little planes. But that was an exciting trip, both of them. And I have still traveled to different places and with groups. We always had a big garden on the farm, but who do you think did all the hoeing and he was Grandpa Gruber. He was in that garden. If there was nothing else to do, he was in that garden hoeing and picking strawberries, and he was always out there working. Grandpa Gruber worked a lot out there on the farm. That's Chris. And so that was, I know it. Then that was when we had peas in the morning. We'd get up, haul peas at 4 o'clock. Then when we got time, the hay was dry, then we'd haul hay, and we'd be picking strawberries.